Right, hello, welcome to episode 66 of the ReptiChat podcast. We are ever so slowly getting closer to 100 episodes. A little bit different today, but always the same as normal. I have got a guest. He is waiting in the he or she is waiting in the wings. Mystery guest. I've pushed some buttons on the pod today, so it might be slightly different because apparently comments are just going to show up, but I don't know how I make it do that. So if you comment, it might just appear on the screen. It does look. I can see one already. Silver Webbers has said, "Hey, nice one. Thank you very much for tuning in." Right, let's do some stuff as normal. Let's do a advert first. Get that out of the way. Where is the button? There it is. Right. Hello. Welcome. It's me, Ben, from the past, doing an advert. Pre-recorded it. It's going to be so much better than normal. So, as I am sure you are aware, today's video is sponsored by Bobby of Rango's Tats. For some reason, there seems to be a link between reptile keepers and people that have tattoos. I don't know where this love for ink and scales comes from, but the majority of reptile keepers have tattoos. And that is why Bobby of Rango's Tats has decided to support the pod for the next few months. Bobby is based over in Bishop Stortford, which is near Stansted Airport, at a studio called Obsidian Ink. I've actually got 3 tattoos from Bobby, and each and every one of them has blown my expectations out of the water. If you're a reptile keeper that likes tattoos, or a tattoo enthusiast that likes reptiles, head over Rango's Tats on Instagram. Start your message with the word ReptiChat. Hopefully you've enjoyed my new advert. Back to the podcast. Enjoy. I really need to change that advert and update it, but it's fine. I need to do that soon. I'll take a break in August as I normally do, so maybe I will update it then. But yeah, go and check Bobby out. The comments coming up on the screen is really cool. I'm also got double screens on today, and it's all a bit different, and I don't know where to look, so please excuse me just looking around in random directions. Next up, let's do this one. Oh, that's that button instead. Patreon. You guys and girls are on screen now. Thank you very, very much for your continued support. I very much appreciate every single one of you that signs up. You guys mean the world to me. If you want to know more, there is a link in the show notes below. I'm pushing random buttons. There we go. Yeah, if you want to know more, there's a link in the show notes below. Go and click it. Takes you to Patreon. It starts at £1 a month. There's a 7-day free trial. You get access to the Discord. You get stickers. You get discount on species stuff like this. Unreleased species insulated water bottle. Oh, beautiful. Bit of ASMR. Amazing. So yeah. Go and check out the Discord and the Patreon and all that jazz. Right, that is my ramblings over. Comments quickly. They're already on screen, but Silver Weber says hi. Paul says hi. Gary says reptiles and tats are 2 of my favourite things. Awesome, awesome stuff. Right, I have got to do a little push of buttons, and then we're going to get today's guest on. Today's guest, oh, I wonder who it could be. I wonder who it could be. Let's introduce them in a second. So, today's mystery guest is on screen. Our mystery guest today has become a bit of a herping addict, has kept various animals, reptiles, throughout his reptile keeping career, from things like tree monsters to ackies to gene geckos, scorpions. He's even had a couple of tarantulas, and he is probably best known for breeding the first ever captive bred mangrove monitors. Everybody, it's Paul. Woo!
Hello.
Yay!
I've returned.
He is a happy chappy, and he has come to join us on the podcast today.
Hello.
How are we?
Oh wow! Don't do that. I'm all right, mate. You?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I am a bit tired because I've been gardening all day, so I'm a bit fuzzy-headed in the brain.
Nice.
But yeah, so we've got Paul sent me here. Well, he did indeed. I appreciate that. And Gary says, "Yay, it's my favourite hobbit."
I have very hairy feet as well, and because I've been herping today, I have very dirty, hairy feet. So very fitting there, Gary.
Probably prancing around the countryside, going on an adventure as well. I know what you're like. When
and I've been playing the Hobbit theme tune as I do it.
Just in your own head, singing along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, As always, when Paul is on, I don't have a script. We're just going to sort of ramble on for the next 45 minutes to an hour or so. But we do have a topic in mind. And today's topic is, I don't really know how to name it, but I've titled the episode Changing Perspectives. And that is because myself and Paul, obviously best friends now, constantly rambling on. And something that we have both noticed is that there seems to be a lot of pressure put on ourselves to be posting stuff that we don't necessarily want to be posting. More so for Paul than me, because, I accidentally became an influencer. Now you have to live with that. But yeah, you got what, 40,000+ followers. They know you as Paul's Monitors, and Paul's Monitors is just being Paul at home at the moment and doesn't want to be posting Paul's Monitors stuff every day.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I had a bit of a hard year yesterday with the death of my granddad and a few other deaths, and then changing a whole new career. And I think we worked out between Fee and I, we've had like 9 bereavements in 13 months, which is a fair share for 1 year.
Yeah.
And then moving house in the middle of that, plus changing career, for the better, but trying to learn a whole new career set whilst this is going on. I just didn't really have time to be Paul's Monitors anymore. And I hate to admit it, but I had been talking to Riddler recently, and I think he's right. But he was like, Paul's Monitors.
Are you about to admit that you've been talking to Riddler, or that he's right?
Both.
Okay.
He said he's going to record it and have it as his ringtone, me saying he's right. Now I've done it live on the internet so everyone can hear. But no, I think he was like, well, Paul's Monitors started out whenever it was, 21, 22, as a guy that just has monitors and shows how he cares for his monitors. There was nothing to it, and it obviously took off. God knows why. Maybe because, I'm very attractive, or I have very attractive lizards, one or the other.
Or both.
Well, yeah, not now. I'm a bit of a mess. No, I've been a feral little hobbit living in the woods. But yeah, it obviously got quite good, especially on Instagram. YouTube, we've hit 4K, and I don't even post. So thank you to supporting my dead YouTube channel. The link's not there yet, but link in the show notes. And yeah, I kind of lost who I was last year. A massive part of me died, and I had to kind of figure out how I had to reimagine myself and kind of live as this new person with these people gone, and how I feel that whole sort of thing. And I haven't really come to terms with that yet, and I don't know how to navigate grief, because I'm very fortunate that I haven't really had to deal with it in my cognitive life. I've had deaths, but when I was really young, so you don't really process it properly. So yeah, I've been spending a lot of time out in nature, obviously with yourself and alone. Like today, I've been out for like 4 hours alone, and I've been kind of soothing my inner child of finding wild herps, and been enjoying my photography. And I do feel bad because I know a lot of people liked my content, and I know a lot of people not depended, because that's definitely the wrong word, but I've had some really enamoring messages of people being like, oh, your videos got me through a hard day, and you've really helped me with this. And so I feel like I'm letting a whole generation of keepers down by not posting, and that kind of gets me down. And then I don't want to post because I'm down, but then I want to post because I'm just want to post. But then I'm like, well, if I just post and it's nothing, is that good enough? So yeah, it's just trying to figure out where I want to go, because I haven't uploaded, and I've had a lot of people say that we missed the pod. And I only really get downtime on a Sunday evening, and I don't really want to be spending it on the internet. So I'm doing it instead.
Not a podcast anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I get that. And like one thing that we have to, me and you talk about quite a lot, obviously, is you haven't lost the love for the animals at all. But
No.
I'm very much the same, actually. When I first started my Instagram and all that, I wanted to post that, like, my pets all the time. Like, this is what. And now I don't care. Like, I'm not interested in posting what I've got at home at all. I like posting. I'll post herping. I'll post like vlogs and podcast clips and stuff. But when I'm like cleaning the animals, feeding the animals, just enjoying the animals, I want to be in the moment, and I don't want to have to be thinking about the content I'm producing.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I posted a video yesterday, day before, of me herping, doing a survey on an adder spot. I just can't find any videos of my reptiles because I just don't. I used to video them all the time, but now more so than ever, I just like being present. And I have had a bit of a downsize. I've given some animals away to some good friends and some good homes, so I can really focus on just having a small collection that I can enjoy, which is something people that have followed me know I've been harping on about for a bloody long time, and I'm finally doing it. This is probably the smallest personal collection I've ever maintained. I've always had lots of animals, and I'm at I'm at a low number. But it's been bliss. I've been really able to enjoy them. I got Raven a week before my granddad took him to hospital, and that week before he fell sick, she was like the most wonderful, perfect little being, and I could interact with her, and she was super gentle, and she was super soft, and everything was great. And then my whole life went to can I swear? Went to shit. My whole life went to just absolute crap. And Raven is doing great, but my level of interaction with that animal was non-existent, outside of feeding and cleaning, and I just got fed up of that's all I was doing is feeding and cleaning. And I keep these animals to enjoy them. Herpetoculture for the most part is a selfish hobby with one way or another. And all right, I keep in big enclosures, and yeah, all right, I use good lighting and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, we keep them because we enjoy them, and I wasn't enjoying the keeping, and it was just feeling like a chore with on top of everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, with my hobby, I think I'm in the best place I've ever been. And that's really strange because it's not like I don't want to share it with people. I just want more so to be present in my room and not on a phone and not on a. I love being live, and I feel like I thrive in the environment, and I know I have a cult following, and people are slowly appearing now. So thank you, I love you all. Sorry, I've been away. I really enjoy. Being center of attention. I just haven't had the energy, and I feel like it's been so long. I've filmed and edited and uploaded 2 YouTube videos that never went live. I've filmed another 4 or 5 that haven't even been edited. I just can't be bothered. And someone's like, "Oh, just make a reptile room, or make a care guide," and I was like, "Mate, I can't be asked. I don't. If you want to message me and talk about lizards, I'm still there, but I just can't be asked." And I don't know why. I really don't know why. And Riddler was like, "Well, maybe you've just gone back to Paul's monitors, just a guy that shows how he cares for his lizards via his silly little posts." Maybe that's right. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just going to go into filming herpetoculture, herping, instead of herpetoculture. And I'm just going to be a dedicated vlogging the UK countryside, and maybe now and then there'll be a monitor. But it's like, well, then will people care? Will people not care? But then is it even important if people care? Like, why do I care that people care?
Yeah.
So
I get what you mean. Yeah, it's definitely a hard one. But it's good to hear that you are enjoying your collection and you feel like you're the happiest you've been in your collection for a while as well, which is nice. And there are lots of comments as well, so let's chuck some comments up on screen quickly. Let me scroll back, quite a few of them coming through. What was the last one we got up? The Hobbit one. Gary said he's getting ready. It's almost rattler season soon. I need to go and find some rattlesnakes.
We want to go over there, Gary, and we want to find some rattlesnakes. Definitely. We just need some money. Sponsor us.
Yes. Pay for me and Paul to come.
I promise I will upload at least one video.
I'll bring you a t-shirt. Jay, lovely to have you here, mate. Josh, thank you very much for tuning in. Woben, who is this distinguished gentleman you have on today? He's my mystery guest.
Very hairy man.
Yeah. Civil Webbers, sometimes you've got to step back and deal with the animals without documenting it for all. Documenting it all for everyone else to appreciate, so you can appreciate it yourself, truly. And I can't agree more with that than that. Like, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of you can't pour from a cup that's empty.
Yeah.
You need to fill your own cup, and then obviously then you can share. And the whole time you have a half full or a close to empty cup and you're constantly trying to pour it out, you're always running on empty. And, that's where burnout comes in. And I was speaking to Reptiliatus probably around Christmas time, around Creator Burnout. And he hadn't posted a video in a long time because he had some stuff going on, which he since shared on his channel. But he was like, I'm anxious to post. I just haven't posted it so long. And I'm like, last time I posted like a YouTube video, I think it was September.
Yeah, it was about 8 months ago, I think we were talking.
Yeah, I think it was September, and that was my Draco lizards. And then I did a podcast with obviously Mr. Scandinavian Granners himself, who he dragged me back into the YouTube seat, which again I'm appreciative of. I did one with Tony Wrigley for the Worldwide Reptile Super Survey. I think that's been about it. I haven't just I've not been about. So
yeah. Talk of the devil, Scandinavian Granners is there. It's your hair, Paul. Yeah, lots of people appreciating the hair.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss the mullet. It's sort of coming back. I haven't had it cut for like 6-7 weeks, but it is sadly going to get cut next week. So I'm going to be back to a streamlined, ready to go for swimming after turtles.
Yeah, that's the next target. Matt, lovely to have you here. Doesn't matter that you're a few minutes late, mate. Don't worry. Michael, nice to have you pop in and say hello. Loads of comments actually. Gary, it's very true, Paul. We all kind of got each other through a lot in the last year. That's what the fellowship is about. True. The fellowship, if you don't know, is Paul's little Discord, and it's a nice little community over there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never in there, and
I'm in there quite a lot.
As it transpired, when I was actually posting, people were like, we want to support you, blah blah. I was like, well, I don't want to take people's money because I'm not going to give you like anything more than I give anybody else. So for as little as £1 a month, you can get entrance to a private Discord where people talk about things, and every now and then I do share stuff. So for example, I did share that I got a new black tree monitor, Big Nigel, in the Discord about 3 days before the internet knew. So, if you are interested in that sort of stuff, feel free. But if you're not, I really, I'm never in there. So
yeah, Paul hasn't sold his. Mine's great. Link in the show notes.
At least I'm honest.
Yeah. I need that bread. Yeah, we're all going out, but welcome back to the Shire. Lots of people. What's this one? Arlock Emporium. Good name. Yo, Paul. Good name. I like that. Dan, we love Paul no matter if he posts or not. Appreciate you, Dan.
Am I coming through loud enough? Because I'm coming through.
Yeah, obviously fine.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Lots of people repeating the same thing. I agree. I have so much more love for my animals now. I only have 4 enclosures again. Yeah, I think we've all been there. You get to a point where you've got too many and you can't focus on what you've got because it's just like feed that one, change the water, feed that one, change the water, and then it's bedtime.
You don't know that you've got too many either until you've got too many. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So until you physically have more animals than you can deal with, and then obviously things happen, like you get unwell, people sadly pass away, blah 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 blah. Life happens. You have to move house, and before you know it, you can't. You're not the same person anymore. You don't have the same energy. You don't have the same time. Like I used to work kind of 7:30 till 4:30, and now I'm out the house kind of 10 to 8 till 6:30. So I'm out the house an extra couple of hours than I was 2 years ago, where I have to make that time up somewhere. So, and that, that's 10 hours a week I lose to the new job. So it can't go into the animals because it physically just gets eaten up by work, and things change. People changed. I've never lost it, and I've just kind of delved more into the tree monitors. Like, I'm very fortunate. I'm up to 5 now, and I never thought I'd ever own 1, let alone 5. So, I'm very blessed to be where I'm at, and I'm enjoying it way more. And I'm able to keep them in bigger enclosures, and I'm able to actually, I'll work from home, and as I sit here, I have 2 tree monitors there, and I have 3 right in front of me. It's bliss.
Yeah, I can't ask for much more than that, really. Going back to the sort of the burnout, I suppose. Do you think with the new job, because obviously as the brand manager of Habitat, you're doing a lot of content creation for work. So by the time you get home, you don't want to be doing it because it's almost like you're working.
I think yes and no. If I say so myself, I'm a creative person. And I like thinking of creative content ideas. But because I get home at sort of 6:30, and then I really have like an hour or so, maybe 2 hours to float around my room, the last thing I want to do is be filming stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to go, right, okay, I'm going to enjoy my animals today. I'm just going to see them. I'm going to feed them. I'm going to interact with them. And, I might film that. But Paul's Monitors was never creative. I never made witty, quick. It was always just, this is my lizard. I'm feeding it. It's doing this. It's doing that. So YouTube wise, maybe, because obviously you have to think of ideas. You have to linearly in line think of an idea, and linearly bang,
We've gone back for it again.
Yeah, I tried last time. It was hit or miss. I was about to leave, but we were going to succeed. But yeah, so you got to think of it, edit it, process it, do all that different stuff. So maybe for that, but Instagram for me has always been a bit of a DOS. It's always been, this is the lizard, like it or not. And again, my numbers are terrible in comparison to what they used to be. I used to get sort of between 8 and 15,000 every video. Now I kind of get between 4 and 6, which is still good numbers, but it's like, it kind of is really strange. It's like a biased confirmation of like, people don't like you anymore. And that's not true at all. It's not true at all. But because as a social media influencer, you measure your weight and you're only as good as your last post and blah, 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 blah. And you measure yourself on a metric of like invisible likes. But if 4,000 people if 4,000 people were listening to me talk in public, that would be a huge amount of people.
That'd be terrifying.
And I always used to say this when I did the podcast. It didn't matter if 5 people tuned in or 50 people tuned in. Like, I was always appreciative for every single last person. And I mean, in the UK reptile space, live premieres was my idea because I hated the idea of just posting a YouTube video and then getting it gone. I wanted to be there for people and I wanted a community. And that was, and it's nice to see it sort of lives on. And again, I'm not being like, these people are copying me at all.
I am.
But I know you are, 100%. And everyone whose Discord is tiered animals have copied me as well. Right, shout out. But all of this sort of stuff was my idea to make the community stronger and make it like, I'm not better than anybody. I don't want to just post it and expect you to watch it. I want to be there. I want to be a community. That's why I did the lives. That's why I did the lives on Instagram. So I did the lives on YouTube. I just don't have the time anymore. And I feel like I've walked away from a friendship group because I don't post for those people and I'm not there for those people. And then I feel like at the same time, the wider people don't care for me anymore because the numbers have gone down. So when I sit by myself and allow thoughts to come in, which is always negative, it's like, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're a failure. You were doing really well and now you're not posting and now no one cares. And it's like, oh my God. And I'm like, but I really enjoy where I'm at with my animals and I don't want to like ruin it by forcing myself to do stuff. And then, it's just this angel and demon.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Paul's Monitors is going to go. I really don't. Like, I'd love to say that, you know what, guys, in 6 months, I'm going to be back. But I just don't know if I'm ever going to be back. I don't know if I'm going to be back and be back stronger than ever. I don't know if I'm never going to post again. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Whether you decide, I've taken a nice picture of Raven, I'm going to post that today. It goes up. If not, it doesn't. It is what it is. But what you have done in regards to posting is started a new Instagram account at the moment for your new. It's not a newfound love. I think it's a reignited love.
Yeah.
For herping. Obviously, you and I have been out prancing around the countryside a lot over the last 18 months.
Yeah, with the Shire music playing.
Yeah. Just frolicking in the fields.
We just need one more species and we've ticked off every single UK native.
I need 2.
Oh, you need sand lizards.
All right, to be fair, on camera, officially, I need 3 because I haven't found Navigat codes officially yet.
Well, I only need 1.
Yeah, but that's good. So, your Instagram for your herping is called Herping Helps.
Herping Helps. Fee's name. Fee's brain.
Good name. Yeah. And again, it's not an account that you're posting regularly on. It's an account that you've made just to share your photography as and when you take a nice photo.
Pretty much, yeah. there was two reasons behind it. One, I wanted a separate kind of, because I'm ADHD, I just take a picture and forget it exists.
Yeah.
So if I had it on an Instagram page, I can go, oh, I have an Instagram page, and I can scroll back through. And two, it was to try and segregate herping from pulse monitors in the aid to try and rejuvenate pulse monitors. But ironically, by doing that, I post even less on pulse monitors. So I don't, it mainly was just a portfolio for me. Mainly like 90%, that's the reason. Then 10% was like, well, if I take the herping away from pulse monitors, and I can get back into pulse monitors. But I don't know if pulse monitors will just become, like full stop.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it is what it is at the end of the day. Like the people that are in your like close-knit community, like Gary here. Gary's put up a comment saying, "We all love you, Paul. I'd consider you a dear friend, even though we've never met. I'd give you an organ if you needed it." And there's a fair few people in the Paul's Monitors community, that stick around and they'll chat with you, and they probably don't care if you post a picture on your Instagram or not, because they can drop you a DM if they want to, or you'll put up a story because you're, I don't know, Mango's running around like a maniac. And
I'll never not be on social media. Well, I mean, you never say never, but I have no intentions of being like, right, I've deleted the page and I'm gonna go live under a rock. I just I have no interest in posting much. I'll post herping videos all the time where I'm at right now, because I quite enjoy herping. Then because I enjoy it, I'm enjoying being creative with it, so I don't mind doing that. But then it's like, do people care? Because that's not what they follow you for. Maybe not. But then again, like I said earlier, I shouldn't care if people care. But then I care that people care, because I care that I'm letting people down that expect monitor content. So if I'm posting, it should be monitor content. So it's almost easier to not post.
No, it makes sense. It's a vicious cycle in your brain sometimes, isn't it?
Mate, having ADHD and depression, it's like a cocktail from hell. But don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here sulking, because I generally am in a really good place. I don't want people to be like, oh my God, Paul's been really struggling. The last 18 months have been absolute hell regarding sort of bereavement and death and change. I have really struggled internally regarding that, as any human would. With my herpetoculture, with my job, with my life, I'm generally good. I'm really good. And it's not often I actually get to say that, because I'm normally not good.
Yeah.
So I am in a good spot. I'm in a good space. And I don't think posting on social media is going to change that for the better or for the worse. But when I do sit and think about it, I do end up getting stuck in that, oh, I'm a failure and I haven't posted and people don't like me and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. That's a good one. I came for the monitors, but I stayed for the mental health help and the friendship. And a lot of people did as well. I just wanted to guest on a podcast 18 months ago.
And here I am.
Actually, it might have even been longer than that now. I don't know how long the podcast's been going. Yeah, episode 3 you turned up, and since then we've been joined at the hip.
Should have a look.
Yeah, I don't know when it was. Literally episode 3 or 4, I think. So that would have been
live. Would have been pre-recorded.
I can't remember. We might have pre-recorded it then.
No, it was live, and it was
I reckon
the
April?
11th of March, 2023.
Wow, so 2 years ago. A lot's changed since then.
Yeah, I grew a mullet and cut it off.
Yeah, I got fatter.
Me too, mate. Don't worry about that. That's all your fault. Since I've been friends with you, I've stopped posting. Loads of people have died. I've had to move house. Oh God, it's all coming into fruition now.
This is bad. I shouldn't have got you on today. You've realised now.
No wonder Fee doesn't like you. Tells me you're a bad influence on me. My life's gone to shit since you came around.
But you said you're happy, so that's what the
matter.
Well,
yeah, I guess. God.
Yeah. Phew, nice save there. Oh dear. Right, let's talk herping, because we love a bit of herping. Why do you think that you are enjoying herping so much at the moment? What is it about herping that is just tickling that fancy, getting you out of the house and whatnot?
I don't know. I did it loads. I did it loads as a kid. Where I grew up, I was very lucky to have all 6 native reptiles within a half an hour, 40-minute walk. So before I could drive, I could go and find stuff. And I was bitten by an adder. I was like 7 or 8 or 9. I can't even remember now. I was under 10. I was bitten by the only UK's venomous snake, like flipping a board, saw a tail, grabbed it, got bit. I've always been out herping. And then you kind of hit teenage years and you find out girls don't find reptiles that cool. Especially the small pocket that you go to obviously secondary school with, and it's like, oh yeah, maybe I need to be normal. And I kind of did that for about a week, realized that wasn't who I am, and then just continued to be weird. And my parents never let me keep reptiles, so when I moved out, obviously got into reptiles, and then work and life and pets just consumed me. And in the last sort of 18, I am spiritual and I do struggle with mental health, and obviously I have been very open about that on my page. And being outside is incredibly primitive and spiritual in a sense of cleansing oneself. And I enjoy being out. I enjoy just being out full stop. And then the idea of potentially, hopefully, maybe, oh, I wonder if we can find something that, it's sort of like gambling. So we were out recently, and obviously we were in a barren landscape where loads of tin huts are falling down, and we were just flipping tin and hoping for the best. And
literally turn rocks over. And it was the best day I've had for ages.
That's what I mean. And it for me is, I like seeing animals in their native, in their natural environment as well. Like finding something in the wild and being able to observe it in the wild, and also being in the presence of something that sparked my love and led me here. If I wasn't finding grass snakes as a kid, I probably still would have liked reptiles, but I've probably been like Riddler and just been fake and been like, I have no idea what half this is, and just sponged off everybody else. Whereas
the worst bit is it's not even here to hear the shade.
Well, I don't really care. It's the truth. Yeah, I just enjoy being outside. I enjoy finding reptiles and handling reptiles. When you set out for like a target species, we're not lucky with herpetofauna here. We only have 13 native species. They're obviously American, Australian, and different bits and bobs. You're spoiled for choice, but for us, there's only 13. A couple of them are super rare, but for the most part, we nearly have found all 6 reptiles in a day, like 3 or 4 times in a couple of hours. It's not hard. But I just every time, like today I was out, I saw Sand and said, I was like, oh my God, I just need to take pictures. I just love it. I just want to take pictures. How cool is that? And it's just a little brown lizard. And like, I don't know, I just love it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I was thinking about it recently, actually. I think the reason that I love herping so much, like you say, there's 6 reptiles, 7 amphibians here. But I absolutely love finding it. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, what do we find the most? Slow worms?
Yeah, probably slow worms or common lizards, yeah.
And I love a slow worm. I know when we took Riddler and Tony out herping, if you haven't watched the video, go and check the thing out. By the end of the day, if the guys weren't bored of slow worms, but the slow worms weren't as exciting to them because we turned up so many slow worms over like grass snakes, adders, and like the harder to find species, so to speak. But I like even slow worms. I absolutely love, and I think it ignites a little fire inside me that I had when Pokemon came out. Because like you play Pokemon and you're playing on your Game Boy and you're going through the grass and all of a sudden it's a Pidgey, it's a Weedle, and it's literally that but outside in real life.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And now I've got a list that I can tick them off. I've basically got a Pokedex on my phone.
That's very true. I mean, that's a good way of putting it. I don't get bored every time I see, like for example, today I was out with a target species in mind, and I managed to find a few of them. And when I was finding tiny little smooth newts, I was like, oh, smooth newt, it's not what I want. Smooth newt, it's not what I want. Smooth newt, it's not what I want. And I got to like the 4th rock and found these little baby smooth newts that had just emerged in the last sort of month or so. They're tiny. And I even sat and stopped with myself, and I was like, you're just taking this for granted. Like, if something, God forbid, happened, and this was the last time you ever got to see smooth newts, You've just taken them for granted because you're looking for this other species. And I think sometimes, like, for example, you're really into more into birds than I am. I like my birds of prey, but I'm not necessarily into birds. And today, when I was walking around a pond looking for a turtle, this robin came down, and it must have been 4 foot in front of me. Like, it was super close, and it's like I was like, oh, hello, and I walked over to it. I got even closer to it, and it's just like bobbing its head and it's looking. It's got a little worm in its mouth. You know, no fear like robins do. For people that don't know, it's a little garden bird. It's like this sort of big with a big red breast. It's normally associated with Christmas, and also potentially past loved ones, depending what you believe. Okay. And this robin's like following me for the next 5 minutes, like jumping from branch to branch. And that moment of being present, and serendipitous, like, you know, you're in a bit of a bad mood, or not a bad mood, but you're going down the road and you find something, and you don't expect to find it, even though you know that it's going to potentially be there. And then when it's there, it's like, oh my God, wow, it's there. And that little moment of pocket of happiness, of unexpected happiness, is, you know, a bit of a cure for depression. Not that I've been depressed, but so having those moments in nature, you can't do that, no offense to the people watching a podcast or being on a podcast. So that's why I like being out so much, because it's almost an escape from reality, because reality should be primitive and outside with nature, whereas we're all confined in, especially now that I'm an office boy and I sit in an office all day.
Now you're trapped in employment.
Literally trapped in employment, and working for the man, slaving away behind a screen. Whereas before I was an electrician, so some days I'm outside, some days I'm on building sites, some days I'm in posh houses, some days I'm in like brand new builds, some days I'm in the woods doing garden lights. You know, I was on my feet, I was on the go. Whereas now I've been behind a screen on a chair all day, surrounded by reptiles, which is wonderful, but
still inside those same four
I'm doing this and I'm trapped, and it's the same office every day, and I've been doing it now for in June, pretty much June, so April, May, June, so 15 months. And I've loved every minute of it, but I haven't been able to be out. So getting out herping has been a bit freeing from the day-to-day life.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's interesting that you say that you were getting bored of, not so like bored of the smooth notes, but you were disregarding them. And I know exactly what you mean. Like, I think it's one of those, because, like you say, because you've got your mindset on whatever you were looking for, be it grass snakes, whatever, you're like, oh, okay, smooth newt, cool, found one, that's it. Yeah. After that, you're like, it's fine, I'm not looking for that. Like, it's cool, I found it, but that's not what I'm looking for. But it definitely depends on the place and the time as well, because I'm very much the same. Like, you and I went out last weekend looking for stuff, and again, we found lots of smooth newts, and it was cool. It's like, there's a smooth newt. After a while, you were flipping rocks, like, oh, Ben, there's some smooth newts over here, and I was like, okay, didn't even look.
Yeah, didn't come over, yeah. Rock.
Whereas yesterday, I looked at my pond, and there was 2 smooth newts in that, and I was well excited. I was like, oh my God, I need to take Paul, I need to go and tell Vicky, like, oh, there's a pair of smooth newts in my pond. So it's definitely, I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for is, but yeah.
But that is the serendipity, though, because, for example, when we were out herping, we found so many that it's expected. You know, well, of course there are. We found 50 at this point.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're out in your pond and not expecting to see anything, and oh my God, there's a pair. Like, it's pure. You are nowhere or anywhere else other than in that moment enjoying what that is in front of you, and it's just nothing but presence. And it's unexpected happiness, and that is what I get from her. And that's what I get from animals. Like, I come in and they're doing weird poses, or I come in and they're doing cool behaviors, and I can actually enjoy that now, rather than being like, oh, I just need to feed, and I need to spray, and I need to clean. So yeah, it's just being able to enjoy the moment and allowing yourself time to be in the moment, because I think sometimes you forget kind of how lucky we are that we can be in the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think you get not complacent. Complacent's the wrong word, but you get so used to the day-to-day feeding that you sometimes you do need to step back and just look and go, damn, that's a cool lizard.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of progressing my photography, because it almost is I like Polaroid photography, and you can't obviously really do Polaroid photography with wildlife photography, but I like Polaroids because I believe a Polaroid is art, and you can't recreate that image anywhere else. It's a snapshot in time that doesn't exist anywhere else other than that moment and that Polaroid. Whereas if you take one on a camera or your phone, it's very easy. Obviously, you can take a picture of the Polaroid, but that's not the moment. The moment is you taking a picture of the Polaroid that you're then sharing with people.
Yeah.
So that moment in time is captured in that Polaroid. And I really like that. I think there's something quite magical about the fact that that moment will never exist again. And I have it right here. And I find a little bit in that, because obviously, like I say, if I post them and stuff, it's sharing it, it kind of takes it away. But I kind of like that with photography, is like that moment I loved and enjoyed this little thing, whether it be digital or not, symbolizes that moment. I quite like that feeling of creating something that nobody else has, nobody else ever can have, and no one else ever will have. That's quite nice.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think the Polaroids more than the digital cameras as well.
Yeah.
They there's something about the way a Polaroid looks as well. Like it has that sort of hazy sheen to the image, and like you said, it's almost like how you sort of dream back into a memory that has that same sort of vision. Whereas, like, I'll go out with my camera, and my camera will take 60 photos in a second, and then I'm sitting there going, no, 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 no. Oh, that one's slightly more in focus. That's a good one. Whereas your Polaroid is right. I snap that. That is it. That's the moment. And I really like that. I think we need to incorporate bring the Polaroid out more as well, because it'd be nice to, like, some of the times that we've been out herping, there's been those moments where it's like, oh, this is like, we don't take pictures of us enjoying the moment. We're taking pictures of the snake or toad or whatever it is that we found.
It's just Polaroid is just so bloody expensive.
Yeah,
they're like a pound
thanks,
of Polaroid.
Ollie. We appreciate you.
Represent Ollie. But yeah, it's like a pound of Polaroid.
Yeah,
so it does cost a lot, but I really enjoy Polaroid photography. Fee has a half sensible Polaroid camera that I steal all the time, and I, especially at like events. We were at her sister's wedding recently, and I was taking Polaroids of strangers that I don't know, and it was a really nice photo. And I'd go over to them and go, "Hey, I know you don't know me, by the way, and I'm a weirdo taking pictures of you, but here is a Polaroid." And a lot of people are like, "Oh wow, that's really, really cool." And I remember taking a Polaroid of a wedding photographer taking a photo of the bride and groom walking down the aisle, and it came out perfectly. And I remember giving it to him, and then later on in the wedding, when everyone sat down for a dinner, I kind of just happened to look over and saw him showing his girlfriend slash photography partner, I don't know. And he was like smiling and laughing. So hopefully he wasn't just like, this guy taking the piss out of me. I like to feel like it's a nice moment. And I really enjoy that kind of, because again, it doesn't exist anywhere else. Like,
Yeah,
and
I think again
in the
with digital photography as well. Now it's like, we'll go out herping or go to an event or do whatever. I'll take pictures on my camera. They go on my laptop, and then that's pretty much it. Whereas actually having, like, if I was to get some pictures printed, I think having those physical prints is something that we've lost completely, because everything is now digital. And I think I'd like to get pictures just printed. Exactly. Look at that. That's amazing.
There's little me in my skull and crossbones with a pine snake,
which is sick. But I like pictures now. If I take pictures of my daughter like that, they'll be on the computer or they'll be on my phone, and then I'll get a new phone in 4 years' time, and I'll probably lose the photos, or I'll have to scroll back through Facebook for hours and hours and hours. Whereas I could have one printed and stuck on the fridge.
Yeah, I like Polaroids. I really enjoy Polaroid photography. But Fee got me some really nice prints. Fee got me some really nice prints of pictures I've taken. I took this one of one of my green trees. And I have on our fridge these little tiles of some of my favorite herping snaps. And they're really cool, but it's kind of, again, I really like it. So it's not like it's bad, but it's, for me, Polaroid photography is my favorite type of photography. It's just a shame you can't really do it with animals, because obviously it requires the flash, and it is an incredibly bright flash, and there's no zoom capabilities and stuff, so you just can't really do it with animals. But yeah, I like Polaroid photography. I enjoy being in the moment, and I think nothing captures a moment better than a Polaroid.
Yeah, no. I think that's a good way to sum it up. Riddler's just popped in. Hey, Riddler. I knew it was Paul. Yeah, most people worked it out, to be fair.
Prove it's me.
Yeah.
I've not been around for a year. How do you know I'm not just his clone?
The chat on the screen, it takes 30 seconds from the comment coming in to it appearing on the screen, so I am keeping an eye on them, so I can delete them if needs be.
His bullshit. I didn't even notice that.
No, to be fair, it's quite small, but I quite like having the comments on the screen. It's quite nice, and everyone can see their comments popping up as well, which is nice. What do you guys think of having the comments on the screen? Do we like it? I might change the layout so they can be a bit more prominent.
Oh yeah, looks right. Maybe it will come into my podcast one day.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. It's all right because in the meantime, you're just appearing on as like a special guest on here and occasionally on Riddler's channel, once a year on Riddler's channel.
He was meant to come on mine actually. I can't even remember what he wanted to do. It was maybe a similar topic to this. He was like, "You're the man for the job." I was like, "Best believe I am." And then it just never really happened. So maybe I need to go on his. Maybe I just need to be a guest. Maybe I just don't need to be a host.
Yeah, maybe just need to be like a guest speaker occasionally.
Yeah, like
as opposed to a lecturer.
Like Drew Tails was alright because I didn't really have to do a lot because Riddler did it and he just used me for views. And then it lasted, I don't know, 8 weeks or whatever it was. And then I was just like, yeah, 8 episodes. I was like, yeah, I'm bored now. And where's it gone without me? You know what I mean? I'm the glue. Yeah. Where's the UK herpetoculture scene without Paul's monitors?
Yeah, to be fair, it is difficult. The whole like reptile community seems to have gone a bit underground recently. I've noticed. I don't know if it's just where I'm not paying as much attention to it or not, but like the royal breeders aren't really about anymore, or if they are, they're all pretty quiet. The monitor keepers are sort of keeping themselves to themselves. Nothing new is really happening a lot. It's all just quite a quiet community, I think, at the moment. And if it's not quiet, it's people slagging each other off.
I've been not very involved in the internal affairs of the hobby because I've just been enjoying my animals, you know. In comparison, there's a fee for joy. If you're 24/7 on social media looking at other people's stuff with no context, you're going to be like, oh man, my bearded dragon isn't what I wanted it to be. Look at this tree monitor. But, you know, my bearded dragon's bloody cool.
No, we love your bearded dragon.
I just don't post it. So it's like, well, you post your tree monitors. Tree monitors are so cool. There's not an animal in my room I could trust with anybody outside of my beardy. Like, even my Ackies are a bit... They are out, which is nice. But even the Ackies are like, well, the claws are sharp and you want it. Where's the beardy? You know, he's the unsung hero. But I've not been involved. I've not looked at social media. I've barely even been watching reptile YouTube. I did catch up with Riddler's video today, but outside of yourself, Riddler, Reptiliatus, I don't and haven't watched any reptile YouTube. I've just been so enamored with my own stuff. I haven't felt the need to almost sort of seek validation from other places. It's just been nice to be like, outside of, I mean, Riddler put it on his video anyway. I was kind of keeping it quiet that I had them, but other than my pair of Timors, nothing in my room now has a monetary value on it. They're just my pets. Like, because a lot of reptile keepers are like, well, this is a project and this is a project and that's a project. Whereas, you know, you could walk into the room with 10 million and outside of the Timors, you couldn't buy a single animal in this room. They're just my pets. And that's a really nice feeling because I've been trying to get there for a long time. And I think I'm finally, outside of the Timors, finally there.
No, it's nice. It's nice. To be fair, going back, I haven't watched a lot of reptile YouTube. I don't watch a lot of reptile YouTube anyway. I struggle with a lot of it. What I have been enjoying recently is a lot of herping videos. And not even the herping, but like the wildlife videos. Like I know you've been watching as well, like Creature Chronicles. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy his videos. And it's not just herping, it's just animals in general.
His channel's been doing well.
Yeah, it's doing really well. I think my stuff is going to not steer away from reptiles, but more include other things as well as we go on. Because, like you say, I'm not like a massive birder, but I like birds. And the pond video I'm doing, so obviously pond video 1 and 2 have been out. Pond video 3, I'm still filming. Like the pond's done, but now I'm videoing the baby blue tits that are coming down and having a drink in the waterfall, and because obviously there aren't any reptiles in the garden, but it's cool to include the other stuff as well.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying wildlife as a whole.
Yeah, I kind of the same. I don't know if my YouTube channel will just transpire to. I don't hate the idea of vlogging. I don't hate the idea of being like, today I'm driving to work and this is what I did and we've gone here and now I've done this and I'm about to go on a podcast and blah blah blah. No, I don't hate that, and it's very easy and you can just throw clips together. And that may be where mine goes, and you know, some of it will be obviously reptile based, whereas a lot of it, as in pets, but a lot of it will probably just be what I'm doing. Because interests don't shift. Interests do shift, but not in this case, because the interest for the wildlife and herping has always been there. It's just I'm enjoying herping more than herpetoculture currently.
Yeah.
So if I was to be like, right, okay, if I'm going to film something that I enjoy doing, it's going to be herping. But then I don't want to start getting to the point where I'm like, I don't want to film this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore, because you've kind of, I need to get that shot and I need to do this. Like I feel like I am just a live streamer. I'm very much like, well, that was one take. If it messed up, and oh well, I'm not that kind of person. So when it comes to making a polished YouTube video, it's quite hard for me. Whereas obviously you and Riddler now have been out with both you for the herping day. You both are like, well, let's get that shot, let's do this, and you both are into it, and you're setting up your cameras and stuff, and it makes for a better video. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. And that's where the comparison of is the FIFA joy comes in, because it's like, you don't have to do that, but because other people are doing it, you almost feel like you need the validation.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I don't think it's for you though. Your channel, you never said that your podcast is going to be X. You never said your videos are going to be X. So I think for you, it's okay to pivot. And I mean, for everybody, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like I built a lot of my success off the back of knowing lots about monitor lizards. It's not just who I am, guys. I know lots about other stuff too.
It's true. It's like a little encyclopedia of knowledge, and most of it pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. And I said to a lady holding an owl once, I know a little bit about a lot. Because I said something about the Eurasian eagle owl like being the largest owl and this, that, and the other, and I was saying about the weights and this, and she was like, "Wow, you know your owls." I was like, "Not really. I just know a little bit about a lot."
Yeah,
I'm autistic.
Yeah, I like planes.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying my channel at the moment. I'm enjoying where it's going. I know, like the need to film videos gets a bit on top of me sometimes. Like I try at the moment in the winter, I don't vlog because the weather's shit. I don't want to be forcing myself to make videos. When it's like this, I can do a herping video, but I've limited myself to doing a herping video once a month. So that means if me and you go out on the 2nd of May, or in fact the 4th of May, like we did this time with Riddler and Tony, I filmed my herping video, which meant for the rest of the month, if I went herping, I wasn't filming. I was just out enjoying it. And not that I don't enjoy it whilst I am filming, but I don't want to lug a tripod and a microphone and stuff around. I just want to go and take pictures and find snakes and get muxed on by grass snakes. It's quite nice to sort of have that. I don't know what, like, it's not a schedule, but that sort of rule to myself, so to speak.
Yeah, like we spoke about before, though, if you go, right, I'm going to upload a herping video, all of a sudden, you know, I have recently got quite busy at work, so it's harder for us to get out. So it's like, oh God, obviously you can go by yourself, but it's like, well, June's video is compromised and blah, 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 blah. And we've sort of said, if you go, right, I want to post 5 videos a week on Instagram. If you only post 4, you feel like a failure. Whereas if you go, you know what, I just want to try and post 20 videos and then don't put a time limit on it. But then I guess the danger of that is you get to me and just don't post.
Yeah. It's working so far. Like I'm enjoying it. I think we've done a video every month since February. I think February was the first one this year. And at the moment, again, like that, I can get out. Even if I go for a walk with the dogs, I know where I can go and find some lizards or find a snake or whatever. And it's fun. I'm enjoying it. And if it gets to the point where I'm not enjoying it or there's too much pressure for me to film a video and I find that I'm not enjoying the herping, I just won't make the video. Because I haven't gone out and gone every month this entire year. I'm going to do it. I've just said I would like to do that. And I'm not very precious about the vlogs either. I like podcasting and I want the podcast to stay consistent and every fortnight. And for the most part, it has been for the last 2 years and however many months. The vlogs, I can take it or leave it. I like making them though. Some not so much, but most of the time, I like being creative and I like making the videos, so I'll do it when there's something to film.
I do think being creative and producing some form of, or having an expression of some form of creativity is good for the soul. It's something you can focus towards, and it allows you to be present because again, you have to be thinking about things. I just worry that if I come back, which fine, and then I'm like, I don't want to do it again. I don't care for me. I just worry about other people. Because I know I've helped a lot of people regarding mental health, which is wonderful, and I'm incredibly proud of that. And as someone who struggles with mental health myself, I understand consistency and normality is important. And not that I think I'm the reason some people are whatever, but I'm now not a consistent for people that did like what I did, and that upsets me. So it's almost easier to just disappear now because I've pulled the plaster away. I'm gone. Like, I don't want to put it back on and lull everyone to a false sense of security and be like, surprise, I'm going again. But you never know. I might do one cinematic masterpiece a year, and everyone can just sit and look forward to it. But
I look forward to that. Which year is going to be the first one?
I like the idea of I like the idea of filming a behind the scenes of the herping trips.
Mm-hmm.
So like your herping video is your herping video, and then my video would be like kind of you setting bits up, us finding stuff, the stuff that doesn't make your video. So like a vlog behind the herping video. I kind of wish I did that for the day that myself, you, Riddler, and Tony went out herping.
Yeah.
Kind of wish that I did film a behind the scenes, unpolished, just look of some people having fun. But I think I was so focused on making sure we found animals for everybody.
Yeah.
The last thing I was trying to do is think about
filming as well.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like the idea of getting a GoPro and sticking it on those little stick-on cameras, so you can just put it on. You're going to flip it in, push a button. Someone's doing some filming, push a button, and you don't have to be present. It just films.
Yeah, I like that idea. To be fair, it's a bit like when you watch like a David Attenborough documentary, and the last 10 minutes are like, again, like you say, the behind
how
the
they did it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that. Yeah,
that's quite a good idea. We can just rename Paul's monitors to like ReptiChat 2.
ReptiChat.
Yeah.
No,
people would love that.
I don't know if they would.
Gary would love that.
I don't know if Gary would.
He won't. He won't.
But yeah, that's what I thought about doing. It's just a bit of behind the scenes of like, because when I'm watching herping videos on YouTube, because I am watching herping videos at the minute, a lot of them are the polished. We went out, we did this, we found this. Not a lot of them are just this is the day, this is us packing, this is it. But then probably because that's the boring thing. But I kind of like the idea of making that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I kind of need to trigger the dopamine buzz in me, and I need to buy a new camera so I can be like, oh, I have a new camera to film with. But I don't have any money, so I can't do that. So I'm just stuck.
It's fine. It'll come. It'll come at some point. Yeah. And we're enjoying what we're doing at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So, It is good. Right, any more comments? If not, I think we're going to pretty much wrap it up there today. I know we're both got busy evenings ahead of us, and I've got a busy day tomorrow, so I don't want to be up late. What's Gary saying? Ooh. Paul, can't remember if I told you, but I have confirmed pair of Solomons. Zig is a male, and the one I put in Roach's Viv is a female. I named her R2. That's exciting. A nice confirmed pair.
Yeah, mangroves, the bane of my life.
Yeah, you love them.
Yeah.
They don't love you.
Solly's getting huge. He's like nearly 3 foot. It's mental.
It is mad. Right, anyone that is still watching, if you want to get a comment in, now is your chance. If not, we are going to wrap it up because I'm going to Thorpe Park tomorrow and I want an early night. Ooh, exciting. Honestly, I'm so excited for Thorpe Park. I've not been since I was 17, so...
Are you a roller coaster man?
I love a roller coaster.
Mm.
I used to love a roller coaster. Again, I haven't been on one since I was about 17, and I'm a bit chunkier and less fit than I used to be. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I've not been on one for quite some time. But yeah, hopefully it's fun. I'm going to spend the day herping.
Yeah, to be fair, that does sound equally as fun.
I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I don't know what I'm going for. But I have...
You want turtles, don't you?
Yeah, fees out. So if I just stay here, I'm just going to get in my head and do nothing and just be sat on the sofa all day. I kind of need to force myself to get out. But I want to get... Here in the UK, we have a bunch of different types like cooters and sliders and stuff that have just been released into random ponds across the whole country. And they can live here, but there's no confirmed breeding yet. So I really want to tick off a UK turtle. But then I might go and make a day of it and go down, I don't know, somewhere random like, I don't know, the New Forest or something, and just try and...
That'd be cool. Go find some stick insects.
Yeah, and try and... I don't know yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do tomorrow. But I can tell you one thing. I won't be filming it.
Imagine now that you have the best day and you decide to film it, and that's the new vlog.
And it won't get uploaded. I mean, I've got 4 YouTube videos in my phone. I need to get around deleting them rather than posting them because they're just taking up storage.
Oh dear. Right, we're going to call it. That is that. That's been what episode are we on?
66.
66 episodes. Thank you. 66 of the ReptiChat podcast with myself and Paul. A little bit different from normal, but I thoroughly enjoyed it anyway. It's nice to have Paul out in the live space for a little bit as well. He can go back to being a little hobbit in his hobbit hole and herping and not posting all that good stuff. But if you do want to go and check out his herping thing, is it just herping helps, all one word?
I don't know.
I'll put a link in the show notes below, or go and search. It'll be around somewhere. You'll find it.
It's all one word. Herping helps. I might post a picture now and then, or message me on Paul's monitors because I do reply. I just don't post.
Oh, there we go. Right, that is it. I've been Ben McIntyre. This has been a ReptiChat podcast, and I'll see you in a fortnight. But until then, hang on a second. I'm not quite ready yet. I need to push a button. Until then, bye-bye.